Today we are trying to revive this piece of crap found in an old garage, been rusting away for years. Do you really think it's worth the try? The main idea is just to explore how these pieces of crap work and can I get this amount of rust out of it. So okay, let's start. I just spent a whole goddamn day taking this wheel off. It caught on fire maybe 3-4 times, not big of a deal. But basically I have no idea how this thing works, and it has done 18,000, almost 19,000 kilometers, so I suppose it's a time for a rebuild. What we have done so far is just disassembling this piece of shit, and looks like the brake calipers are completely rotten. They actually have dismantled themselves. So those will have to be replaced. The mirrors. This is a ghetto tape from Soviet era. I have that one as well. Yeah, everything's rusty, but electronics seems to be working. I will have to take this crap still apart. If we would just look at this mess, why the hell is it so dirty? The belt seems to be in pretty fair condition, I would say. Okay, try and dismantle this thing and get through the rust. See you probably in another year. So, actually just dismantled the starter engine, which was non-working. So here we have this armature for it. So what I have done is just put it in some rotating tool and just give it a go with 1200 grit sandpaper just to smooth it out. But I have actually just found a problem why it's not working. See all this grime and grease and piece of shit in here. That is what is preventing the brushes from engaging with the commutator. So cleaning the commutator, the bearing is not the best, but it's not shot. Of course using the wrong size tools for this small bearing, but hey, whatever you have here. So okay, let's see if we can get this thing working. After an hour of tinkering and shittering, I think I finally got this thing working. Look, it was not spinning before, there was just some interference with the brushes and they did not contact the commutator properly, so looks like we have our starter back online. That's a good thing. So next, now we probably have to deal with this garbage around here. It's WD-40 everything. Goddamn thing needs WD-40 every place. I think I will just power wash it later. It's just grime and crap all over. I don't really want to take the clutch off, but it seems like I will have to, because just look at it. Just look at the state of it. It looks like it has been dragged through the dumps. I suppose what most people don't realize that you actually have to seal the crankcase. Because in my opinion, it looks like there has been a lot of oil overflow. And to be serious, I suppose there was a leak in a crankcase. It's gonna give you all range of different problems. So I just sealed it with some goop, massaged it in very gently, and now it's done. I also opened up the airbox. It looks like there has been some nest in there. It's actually a really old, crusty foam which has started to deteriorate very, very rapidly. Some rusty screws. Oh, those things are real rusty. I will show them how to clean them with acid and toilet cleaner. Ah, so that's the last of the broken bolts. They all were almost broken. Yes, nice clean thread. Now just to find it from a selection of stainless screws. Yeah, it is kind of a wobbly fit, but yep, this will work. So next up, probably I will wash this crap off tomorrow with a pressure washer and clean up everything else. Should still take a look at the carburetor. Should somehow get the fuel out. I suppose this thing has a vacuum actuated fuel line. Still have to get some. I suppose these are M7 nuts. I stuffed some old gloves in here just not to get more crap in it. I will have to wash it anyway. I will have to wash this crap off. And I really don't like the sound of this. Seems like it's semi-loose. I might have to take the transmission off, but I never really know. I don't really give a crap, but that might have to come off. And I still have to figure out how to get this off. It's a stator wheel. It has, it looks like some very fine M1 left-hand thread. And the thread should probably contain an extractor, this pushing thing. Meanwhile, I had some, yeah, that looks like an acid. It's an acid spill. I got an acid spill. It's concentrated hydrochloric acid. Eats away my fundament and my concrete. Not much I can do, but it will pass. This is a still fuming mess. And this is how the thing looks like. I don't know if I will repaint it. I will definitely repaint the wheels with one of the cheapest paints I have. I've renewed every single thread that has been seized with an old nut or screw or whatever. Now these threads are okay again. Still have to decide how to take this one off. Basically a Chinese rust bucket. And now it's also a mold bucket because it's full of fucking mold. So, polishing the cylinder. What to do? Get a glass from a pile of your glass plates. Get some 600 grit paper. I suppose 600 is just good for me because then I'm not going too fast. And then go around in this figure of 8. And hopefully it will be flat by the end of the century. Do the same with the head. Flattening the head. I think I see the problem why the previous owner had such shitty fuel mileage. I mean, look at it. It has a plug in it and everything. But it's in there something like a centimeter or more. What the hell? Who the hell puts that plug in? It's a complete piece of shit. Nothing is supposed to be like that. Of course, this is the original plug, which is supposed to be on this Chinese piece of crap. But I have original German plug, which will plug into this Italian engine head. Ah, look at this. So much nicer. Come on, come on. You can do it. Just a little bit. Hopefully it fits. Because this is a really good iridium plug. Ah, fuck. Now this is what it should look like. See? Flush to the surface. So it can ignite on a proper place. What the fuck? I have polished the head and the cylinder. And now they fit together perfectly. Just perfectly fine. I think I will not be even using head gasket. I will just smear something like a copper grease on this thing and let it just seal like that. I suppose it will be very good. Heads were not warped, cylinder is not warped out of round. It just had the shitty ass marks inside, but I will be dealing with those later. So far, so good. This is the clutch for the starter. It must turn one way, but not the other. And they have these little sprags inside. And I got this piece of crap disassembled. Of course I lost one of the sprags, but fortunately I did not lose any of these rolls. So, see, one sprag, two sprag, and that's all I have. I have only 2 of them, but I need 3 of them to work. And I have these rolls over here. These are ones which are actually blocking, so what the hell did I do? I disassembled this valve stem from the car tire and rim and created my own sprag. Hopefully it will not wear out and I will not be left stranded, but otherwise I have kickstart anyways, but I'm not spending 30 euros on this piece of crap, what the fuck? You will just have to work and that's it. Well, with all my shitty effort, this thing seems to be working just fine. Keep in mind that this thing is going to spin at a very, very fast rate. At least 10,000 revolutions a minute, and anything can go wrong. But, hey man, it works. And I'm not spending 30 euros on this crap. Fuck that. Ah, fuck you, vacuum. Spilled the diesel. No, the petrol. Yep, works as a charm. Really nice. Just to hold it now. This petrol's probably more than 10 years old. But it actually smells not so bad. Oh, I'm getting high. I'm getting high, baby. Yeah. Let's look at the color selection I have for my wheels. Silver, green, yellow, red or black. What's the crappiest color I can find? I think I have some silver wheel color, but I don't really know if I'm gonna use it or not. Okay, let's find out. Just painted the wheels black. I don't care. It's a sick paintwork. By sick I mean I get physically sick when I see it. It's such a crap job. Whatever. Okay, so what's next? We should probably go power wash some things. We have some other... we are out of projects now. Oh, what's this? Oh, my yesterday's kebab. Crap, I didn't need it. Okay, time for kebab. So, looks like these things are ready to be painted with a floor paint. I just bought the paint for 3 euros in a shop. Give some tack to it. Just the cheapest piece of crap I could find. 3 euros, floor and fence paint. All black, everything's going to be black. If it's not black, it's going to be black. When I tried to spray paint with this kind of pistol, this thing, this adhesion code, it just turned into like spider webs or something. I suppose it shouldn't be sprayed or whatsoever. It just made a fluff everywhere, so I just applied it by paint. It's really like sticky, like glue. And this floor paint, I used, I suppose, 200, 300 milliliters, not a lot. And seems quite well with the spray gun. Not so shabby, to be honest. For a $3 €3 paint job, not so bad. I don't really care about the quality. I just prepared this thing with some primer and sanded off it beforehand. Also used some solvent to clean off the crap. This one was completely knackered because it's the underside of the scooter. The sides are quite nice, but the underside is bad, but I don't really care. It's just black. About €1 worth of paint on this crap. Just paint the sides first and then paint the flat surfaces so you don't get any runs. But I didn't manage to get any runs, so that's quite well, to be honest. And have a proper lighting. I have loads of lights over here. So okay, this is black now. I will cover it with a second coat, I suppose, an hour later. I just needed to thin it with some white spirit or something like that, because it was just too thick for the spray gun. Not really a lot of orange peel or anything, but good enough. if this would be a proper coat, proper paint job, it would have proper paint and then a top coat over it. But as this is some kind of piece of shit Chinese scooter, floor paint's good enough. It's not toxic enough. I wanted it to be toxic. Okay. This is one of the rollers in the Sprague clutch. Unfortunately, I did not record it, but when I put the clutch on with these old rollers, I cannot know if you see this on the camera or not, but they are quite pitted. But they do not look worn on anything, but the clutch went on quite easily. But when I tried the starter motor, it was screeching like a raped animal. So, what the hell did I do? I'm not buying the whole new part, that I already have made clear. So, I made my own rollers over here. These rollers are made from steel. And the steel which I got was from drill bits. This measured something like 5.75 millimeters in diameter. These ones are 6 millimeters, so essentially I just gained half a millimeter of diameter into the center, and now it's working perfectly fine. Wanna watch? Wanna see? With a spark plug in, with everything in. Here's what's happening. The starter was previously completely non-functional. Now it functions perfectly as intended. 30 euros saved for the whole goddamn piece, just by cutting up some old drill bits. Very, very nice. And here it is! It is working. It was also starting up on the 7-year-old petrol. I somehow lost the footage how I was building it. There was a small fire here, small fire there. Everything's a complete mess. Everything's everywhere. I have to take order and make everything right. China packages everywhere, everything shipped from China. So, what the fuck have I done to this thing? New clutch. The whole clutch pack. Got it from some gypsy for 8 euros. This one is completely rotten. It has a really bad shift. And I don't know why, but somebody has cut the spring. I mean, what the fuck, man? And second of all, there was a problem with the oil pump. It was just not opening up enough. It was just a little bit bent. Front brakes are working. I made some 12mm nut and just stuck it through the nut, so it is working. Both brakes are exchanged. What else? What else? What else? Ah, of course, I bought this exhaust pipe, but some idiot was just cutting it open. Oh, see, it's a restrictor, so I just welded back in this stinger thing. There was nothing inside there. Made some mounts, made some threads, recut everything. New piston, new rings, flattened the head. Everything's washed. Ah, also, look, it's repainted completely. I repainted the mirror stocks. This one has no purpose. When I was first connecting it up to the battery, it let a big pile of fumes out. Smoke, actually. I was just burning up this switch, as it turns out. I ordered a new switch for 30 cents. What else? Everything seems to be working. Every light seems to be working. And it's perfectly capable to start on its own starter. Look. For fuck's sakes. Ah, okay. So the battery got disconnected. Ah, of course. I don't have the proper battery. It still needs a new belt and everything. So what I've done here is I've attached some big ass battery in this place. So yeah. So let's run through some things which I did to this piece of crap It's a piece of crap anyways, but it was fun project. I learned how everything works on this thing. So, what have I done? I have disassembled the whole thing, washed, cleaned off oil of everything, repainted everything except this one because I forgot. Removed brake shoes. If you take a look at the old brake shoes, they are really, really nice. Look, it's the brake material and it's the shoe. Rotten, falling out, non-usable, completely randomly unsafe. Fixed the brake cable because it was stuck, because the front brake was never used. Fixed all the broken bolts, every bolt was re-drilled, re-tapped, made everything new. Polished this thing, honed the cylinder, made the cylinder spacer because the cylinder was sitting too low. Piston, rings, gudgeon pin, all the bearings with it. Fixed the starter, what else? Replaced torque plus clutch, because the old one is really a fun one. I was taking it off. First of all, the clutch is quite worn, but I didn't give a crap about that. The thing, this is completely rotten. And somebody had decided to cut the goddamn spring. What the fuck, man? So, I bought a new exhaust, but I had to weld the stinger back in because some idiot was just cutting it out. So I re-welded the exhaust, made some exhaust mounts. But wait, there's more. God damn it! Fixed throttle cable. It was just extended too long. Fixed all the valves, everything, which was... What did I fucking mean by fixing a valve? Okay, whatever, I did it anyways. Painted the wheels, cleaned the carburetor, replaced the air filter, fixed the air filter box, sealed the crankcase, replaced rollers, fixed starter clutch, replaced gearbox oil. What is left to do? Belt, too worn. Really worn, need a new one. Need to fix the speedo. I suppose the speedo cable is quite shitty, and I still have to replace this brake light switch because it's not working at the moment. Parts altogether 110 euros. Not bad, but the work 107 hours. I mean, the fuck, man. In 107 hours I earned something like 1,200 euros. I mean, the fuck. For a fun hobby project, of course, that's possible, but nah. Okay, if you are paying me 1,200 euros plus 110 euros for parts, you can get this thing. Okay, so let's start it up. God damn it. Oh, look, it's working. God damn it. The battery is too goddamn weak. So here we go.